Good afternoon, YouTube. So I'm putting together another one of my Z-Wave dual relay boxes. I built one of these several years ago that I used with my solar power system to turn a couple of DC loads on and off. And what this is, it's just a duplex receptacle, and I've got two switches, and then inside I have one of these in-wall two relay Z-Wave controlled devices. This is this device, and it's just a small little box here. So inside this box is a 120 volt power supply. You've got your Z-Wave transceiver and antenna here. So here's the module, your antenna, and then the way it's set up is it's got two switch inputs, switch 1, switch 2, and then it can control two loads, load 1 and load 2, and then it has the black and white wire for live and neutral. So the switches just give you manual control, and then the antenna gives you automatic control. So I've just wired that up inside here. I've got my two switches, switch 1, switch 2. My two loads are just two halves of a receptacle, and then all I do is I just split two in half here. So I go on the hot side and I break out the little tab that's between the two screws so that the two halves of the receptacle are split. So yeah, that's all going to go in here. So I've got this box, and then I just drilled a little hole on the side so the antenna here can stick out since this is a metal box. So yeah, that's my dual relay. My earlier relay, I plugged a pair of 12 volt 100 milliamp wall transformers in here, and those power supplies then turned on 12 volt headlight relays, like 30 amp rated relays that I used to switch some DC loads on and off. Well, for this device, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've got a bunch of these 5 volt USB power supplies. It seems like you get one of these with everything you buy these days. I'm just going to plug one of those in to the receptacle. It's going to have 5 volts coming out on the USB, and then inside here I'll have a little USB breakout board so I can plug my cable in, and then that's going to be wired to a little 5 volt relay here. So this is a 5 volt DC coil, and then it's 5 or 10 amp rated. Sorry for the noise in the background. The house across the street, they've been sucking out the old attic insulation and blowing in new insulation. That's been going on all day, so I've been trying to get this video shot in between running, and now they're fired up their blower again, so hopefully it's not too loud. So this is just going to be a USB powered relay, and then the output of this relay is just going to be a dry contact, and I'm going to use the two outputs here. One is going to control the booster fan that I have on my home heating system, and then the other one I'm going to wire into my main solar heating controller relay, and that will just be a second switch in series with the manual switch. Basically, with the manual switch, I can basically arm the system or turn it off, and then I can have the Z-Wave relay turn the heating on and off based on something, temperature, time of day, time of year, whatever. So that'll just give me a second way to turn the system on and off. Okay, YouTube, we're going to add this dual relay module to my Z-Wave system. So I click here on Add Device. I believe I did this last time, Other Device. I think maybe it was this one. Click Next to get started. So we've assembled the device. Yeah, let's go over here. Okay, and then I've got to turn switch 1 on and off 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. It says device detected. Okay, and then back over here. So we'll call this solar heating. Please select a room. There we go. So this will be patio just off the screen there. And then I click the finish button, do the dashboard, and then we go down to the patio. Yeah, there we go. Solar heating. And yeah, I can hear a relay click on and off. So let's see, what I need to do is see, yeah, there's the Vision as the manufacturer. It's set up as a binary light. So these are the three devices. You get a main device that's the whole unit, and then you get the two sub devices. Actually, I'm not going to turn that one on. I'll do this one here, and I'm going to call this one booster fan. There we go. I heard it click. Yeah, and then this one, what do I call this? I will call that solar heat control. That one will control my whole solar heating system. Let's do that. Yeah, so I found out I made a bit of a mistake on setting up the user supplied wattage. What I had done the first time was I entered user supply wattage as the name of the service and the name of the variable. And what you really want to do is write down here, the service has to be this energy metering 1 service, and then the variable name is user supplied wattage. So I found that on another device that I had set this up for. So just to show you how to put that in when you do new service. So you put this long cryptic line, you're adding that to the device, and then you're adding this variable called user supplied wattage. And then when you do that, now when you edit that device, it has the service name slash and then the variable name. So you save that and reload the engine, and now I get 1 watt displayed when I turn that on, and then 0 watts when it's turned off. So just checking here, I saw the booster fan control has been turned on this morning. The reactor sensor, which is down here, so my solar heat automation here came in and said, yeah, there's the temperature delta is 5.86 Fahrenheit. And it turned on the booster fan. We can go take a look at the booster fan controller. So I did a little bit of work on it. I got the relay hooked up to power last night, and then I just need to finish connecting the wires for the contacts, and then we can button that up. So let's go take a look at that.